Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 4 East podcast. This is Shareen Clark coming to you. This is not a live, but we have it recorded. And we also have our hosts. We have our Brian, our BC, and we have a special guest tonight. We have our Annie Bell Clark. And she's going to do a little bit of performing. She's going to sing a little bit. She's going to give us some comedy. And we're just going to interview with her. We're going to have a great time. And she's coming in by the way of North Carolina. So we're coming through Zoom. So we're going to have a great time. Brian, how you doing tonight, Brian?
Oh, I'm doing very well. Highly blessed and highly favored. How are you guys doing today?
Awesome. I'm well.
So am I in North Carolina.
That's right. I know that's right.
And so why don't we begin, Lady Shareen?
Yes, we begin. Again, this is the 4E podcast. And we haven't been on Zoom in a while. So this is, and I think this is our third time on Zoom, Brian?
I believe so.
Yeah. So, this technology goes to show that, no matter where you are, we can still do the things that we need to do. So at the 4E podcast, we deal with the 4 E's. So, something, it's so funny because I think Paula actually represents our 4 E's. We talk about education,
entertainment,
enlightenment,
and empowerment.
Yes,
big empowerment.
Absolutely. And Annie Bell Clark, she's here, and she's gonna tell us, because guess what? She was an educator, and she's gonna give us some entertainment. She's a comedian, she's a singer, and I'm sure she can empower us through all of the things that she has done. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, first of all, I want to open up by saying I'm on the 4 E's podcast, doing what I like to do.
Okay.
Thank you, Shareen and Brian. I'm here because of you. You educate, empower, enlighten, and entertain people too. You educate and enlighten and entertain. I'm so glad our paths cross. May God bless you. I'm so glad to be here.
Yes.
We're so glad to have you.
Well, you want to tell you a little bit about myself, about Paula, and then I'll tell you about Annie Bell Clark. Well, Paula was an educator. She was in the Durham public school system for 20 years.
Awesome.
I've taught K through 12 music education.
Okay.
My last 5 years were in high school, Hillside High School. I was the director of the choral department. Had such a wonderful time. My kids not only sang, they danced, they performed,
Okay. Awesome.
They performed, and they did drama. I incorporated all of those disciplines when my kids did their concert, and we just had a
awesome. Good to hear that. And so, just to back up just a little bit, if someone wants to follow in your footsteps and, educate from K to 12 and become a music teacher and all the things you do, how can they do that? What is the path that they need to take to get there?
Well, first of all, you have to have a love for the arts. You have to have a love for music.
Yes.
That love was instilled in me by my parents. My grandfather a voice like, my grandfather raised me. I said my parents. He raised me, and he had a voice like, what was the guy in the Temptations that had that real deep voice? Eddie, what's his name? Eddie of the Temptations.
Okay.
But anyway, he had that real deep voice.
Yes, he did. Yes.
Used to sing in the choir. And so I would go to choir rehearsal with him because I just love music. And because I love music, he bought me one Christmas one of those pianos, electric pianos. And I started playing by ear. And back in my country town, say, girl, you can sure play by ear.
Okay.
I was talking about ear. They were talking about by your ear. But anyway, I love music. Have to have a love for it. And then you have to train. A lot of people don't know that people, doctors not just born. He trains for that.
Exactly.
Going into the arts, you have to train for it too.
Yes.
So I had to take piano lessons. I had to take voice lessons and all that prepared me for college.
Okay.
Then when I went to college, I did board training, and when I came out, I was ready to give the gift that I had plus the training.
Okay.
So yes, you need to train for it.
Absolutely, and spend that time. You know, it doesn't happen overnight. Yeah. I guess, right? Okay.
Now you have people that are born.
Yes.
That's totally gifted. They can hear it. You just give them a little bit of knowledge as far as the reading, the music, and they just go. They just go because that gift was just really, really instilled in them.
That's true.
But unfortunately, like some of the rest of us, we have to.
Okay. Awesome.
So the track that you speak of is having an innate gift from the Heavenly Father, and then the other is to do the formal side, which is do the training. Then what did it require of you educationally in reference to being able to get onto a high school level and then the college level?
Right.
I have my BS in music.
What does the BS stand for?
Bachelor of Science.
Okay, I know that. The character's getting ready to come out of you
today, Brian. I'm on my toes today.
Your character's getting ready to come out. I know she's back there just itching to get out, and I know we're going to see her.
She'll be out in a few minutes. Yes, Brian. Yes. Bachelor of Science. And to go on a college level, you would have to have at least a master's.
Okay.
And they prefer really today a PhD.
Wow.
Okay.
And I chose the route of going and studying under different people than to just go to the college level to get my training.
Okay.
There are different ways that you can get your training. That's the route. Mm-hmm. And then plus I decided, I didn't only want my master's in education. I want a master in my house. So I got married and and had 2 kids.
Okay. Awesome. And so go ahead, Brian.
No, go ahead. Good, Lady Shareen.
And so, did you when you said you had extra training, can you tell us like where did you go, or how did you get into the extra training?
I came to North Carolina music department and drama department.
Okay.
And I trained with professors on this campus. I have done workshops with various artists, and I've trained under different production companies. Just going out there, just putting my resume out there and doing productions, going under directors, and that's another way I train.
What are we waiting for? I'm ready for the character to come out of you because I know it's inside of you.
You kept right on till you brought her out, baby. This
right.
is Annabelle. Wow.
And so,
I ask you one question, baby. You like animals? You like animals, Brian?
I love animals, especially
One
dogs.
a cougar.
Yeah.
You're a cougar.
All right, cougar, baby. A cougar. That's right. Baby. I go throughout the country recruiting young men between the ages of 40 and 50 with such lines as, excuse me, baby, but do you have the time? And they start looking at that watch. I said, no, baby, I mean for me.
For you?
Such lines as, sweetheart, I'm new in this town. Can you give me directions? And they said, directions where, miss? And I say, to your place. Such lines as, baby, can you help me? My cell phone is having some trouble. They say, what trouble does your cell phone seem to have, miss? It doesn't have your number in it. You know, and then I usually tell I usually when I go on stage, I have a young man to bring me up on the stage. And I tell him, I say, baby, you is kind, you is important, and you is smart. Thank you for the help. You know. Then I stop and I say, baby, listen, I want you to take a picture with me so I can show Santa Claus what I want for Christmas. And then I say something. I said, wait, baby. And I say something about, I'm going to leave your door open.
Okay.
And tell me that you're coming through. You know, things like that.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. Now, when
awesome.
do we start the drama? You know, when do we start the drama? You know, when you started learning the drama and training for the drama?
Well, every time my parents would, you know, whip me for something I didn't do right.
Uh-oh, drama queen.
Mama, I didn't mean to do it. Mama, can you give me another chance? Mama, I'll never do it again. Please don't let me, Mama. Please. And that's when it started.
I believe it. Some kids are some serious drama queens. Yes.
So now in a previous conversation we had, I understand that you knew you had it when your grandbabies were saying that you were hurting their stomachs. What how did that come about? Because you made them laugh so hard that they
Brian, every level that I taught, I'm give you an example. I taught elementary.
So it wasn't your grandbabies; it was just young folks in general.
It was young folks, but my
and her students too. She said her
and
students.
your students.
My grandchild told me. So I was teaching.
No, you have to do this in character now. You have to do this in character. You can't just jump out of character.
Okay, well, I know that, Brian. She asked me about drama, so I had to do a dramatic thing for her.
Right.
So I just don't know. You got to help us out because we don't know if you're in character, out of character, because you're so hilarious. I'm trying to follow. I just want to make sure that the people that are watching this or that will be watching this will know when you're in character, when you're out of character.
Okay, well, that's down now. Annabelle, back. See, now what had happened was I was, teaching one day, because I am a teacher. And one day, this little girl looked at me at lunchtime and she said, see, my teeth are coming out. I looked at the baby. I said, mine are too when I go home. But anyway, you see, just certain things come to my mind. So I was talking to the children, had them, reading about, the Hanukkah. And what's Hanukkah? And I was telling about, the king fought, and the kids were down there just laughing. I said, well, what in the world are y'all laughing about? They said, you talking about fighting. I said, no, baby, that's the past tense of fight. Fort. You know what I'm saying? There's some of the things my baby used to laugh me about. Now, if you're talking about my, first of all, I have 4 children.
4.
Their names are Annie, Minnie, mine, and Brian. No, we didn't want no more, Brian. We didn't want no more.
You don't want no more?
We didn't want no more. So we named him George. Now,
okay.
George told me one day, you know how little boys get big and round when they about 10 or something and everything. And he said, he came to me one day, he said, Granny, I said, what is it? He said, let me go back. I said, Granny, Ma, that Lord have mercy. I have so many grandchildren from them 4 children. It was George that told me this. He said, Mama, I said, what is it, George? He said, I want you to know I'm trans slender. I said, trans slender? He said, yes, I'm coming out of the closet. I said, what you mean, huh? He said, inside of me is a skinny person trying to get out. And I'm going to let that person out. That boy for me. That's the same little boy that when I was riding down the street, I said, baby, now I want you to know where you're going. So if somebody had to come pick you up for me, you know the different landmarks to tell them to go to. So I said, you see that brick house right there? He just arrived in his seat. He talking about, yeah. I went further. Did you see that mall over there? He said, yeah. So the next day we were riding down the road, just arrived. I said, baby, I said, do you know where you are? He said, yeah. I said, well, where are you? He said, in the car.
All of that here in the car.
Boring stuff. Yeah, in the car. Then he had to ask me one time. He said, Mama, he said, how was the human race made? I said, baby, God made Adam and Eve, and then they had children, and the children had children, and so on and so on. Well, I thought it was, all right. But I heard him go back there and ask his daddy, how was the human race made? His daddy told him that we evolved from monkeys. He had a nerve come back to me and say, Mom, I thought you said that God made Adam and Eve, and then they had children, their children had children. I said, well, baby, that's what I said. He said, well, Daddy said we evolved from monkeys. I said, well, baby, all I can tell you is I told you about my side of the family. I told you about it.
Okay. Well, all right now.
Now I was married, to tell you a little bit about myself. I was married to a man by the name of Richard Clark. God rest his soul. I had to get that man straight when we first got married. Come saying a whole lot of ugly 4-letter words to me. Words like cook, wash, and dust. I ain't want to hear that. But he had a sense of humor. So he told me about this lady getting on the bus with her baby. And I got on the bus driver said, lady, I don't mean a bit of harm, but that's the ugliest baby I ever seen in my life. That woman was so mad, she went back to the back of that bus and flopped down beside this man. The man said, lady, he said, what's wrong with you? She said, that man up there just insulted me. That man said, that man ain't got the right to insult you. You go on back up there and give him a piece of your mind. Go head on. I'll hold your monkey for you.
That's it. Wow. Now, how long have you been doing, how long have you been a comedian?
Let's see, I've been telling lies for about maybe I believe this has been about 8 years. I've been telling lies.
Okay.
8 years,
Okay.
People ask me what do, I said I tell lies for a living.
Telling lies for a living.
So, since you tell lies for a living, how do you call yourself an honest woman?
Yeah. Well, you've been trying. You got one on me.
Right. Get him back. Get him back.
Brian, let me tell you one more thing that man told me. I got to tell you these two more things that man told me, because he was funny. That man was funny. Well, I'm gonna make it three, Brian. I'm gonna make it three just because of you. He was telling me about these little boys playing. Then one little boy said, "Hey, you wanna make some quick money?" He said, "It's illegal." He said, "Yeah." He said, "What I got to do?" He said, "Go home and tell your mama, I know your secrets." And tell your dad the same thing. I know your secret. He said, "That's all I got to do." He said, "Yeah." So he went home. He said, "Hey, mama, I know your secret." His mama said, "Shut up, boy. Here's $10. You go sit down. Don't you let your daddy hear you say that." $10. So he told his dad, "Hey, daddy, I know your secret." Daddy said, "Boy, you better be quiet. Don't you let your mama hear you say that. Here's $15." He said, $15 within a 5-minute period. The door. That's the mail. "Hey, Mr. Mailman, I know your secret." Mailman said, "Hush, boy." He said, "No, boy, you come here. By the time they tell you who I am, come to your daddy or who." Yes, sir, Brian. They tell me that God is not pleased with you earthlings. See, I'm from Venus. God is not pleased with your earthlings. So he sent an angel down here to see what was going on. That angel went back up and said, "Lord, you're right. 95% of those people on earth are sinning. And only 5%, Lord, are good." Lord wasn't pleased. He just couldn't believe his children was acting like that on this earth. So he sent another angel. And she came down to live among you. And she went back up to heaven. And she said, "Lord, he was right. 95% of the people are living wrong. And only 5% are living wrong." So the Lord said, "I'm not pleased." He said, "I'm going to write an email. And I'm going to put something special in that email." Do you know what in that email, Brian?
I have no clue.
You didn't get it either?
Mine is silly.
Lady Shareen, she played that on me. She didn't use you. She used
I
me.
know.
She used me as being part of the 95 percentile.
Hey.
So are you telling me that if I would have got that, I would have been delivered?
You would have been in the 5%, Brian.
I would have been part of the delivered.
Yes.
Would have been delivered.
All right. That was two things. You said you were going to tell me three things. So okay. What is the third? Because I think the first one was like a trilogy, because it had like 3 different stories in it: a mama, a papa, and the mailman.
I'm gonna tell you a secret.
Come on here and give your daddy a hug. By the time they took who I am. So Brian, you know, my husband Richard is going on to glory now, wherever he went, but he's gone. So I got real lonely, and I went to a pet store to buy me a pet. I walked in the pet store, and I saw this frog, and he went to that, and I said, "Oh, this frog just keep it at me." So I went a little closer, and that frog said, "Lady, if you take me and buy me, you won't regret it." So I took that frog, and I bought him, put him in a jar, and I was riding down the road. And that frog looked up at me and said, "Lady, if you take me out of this jar and kiss me, you won't regret it." So I took that frog out of that jar,
Wow.
Guess what I turned into, Brian?
A sexy, energetic
Huh?
woman.
That first hotel. Yes, 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 yes.
That's too much. That's too much. What
Wow,
you're
wow.
killing us over here. So now let's get to the nuts and the bolts, because Shareen has already upgraded her Zoom. So now that we have extended time. I don't know if you saw that message. So
I do.
how do people find you, since you're such a fine specimen? How do they
What
find you, and how
now?
do they locate you, and how do they book you, and how do they catch you on the web?
Okay, now.
Wait, hold on, because every spider, what do they call it? Spawns its web. So we want to make sure that when you out there catching flies, I mean catching people, so that they can book you, that they know how to get in contact with you.
Well, now, baby, can I let Paula tell you this?
Yes,
Absolutely.
you can.
Come on, Paula. Come on, Paula.
Well, you can find Annabelle Clark on the Facebook. She has a Facebook, and it's Annie Bell CLOCK. That's Annie ANNIE Bell BELL and Clock TikTok Clock CLOCK. She has also some of her um, videos out on YouTube.
Awesome.
On her page, and also Paula has on her page Annabelle Clark's address, and her email address is NUNN Paula at gmail.com. That's none.paula at gmail.com.
All right. Now that
Okay.
everybody knows how to get in contact with you, are you going to be coming up north where Lady Shareen and I can come and visit you at one of your shows?
If you guys, anyone out there up north that would like to invite me, I do church services,
Okay.
weddings. I've done cookouts. I've opened up for various singing groups. I've done quite a bit of things. I've opened up for what is my Wayne, Vicky Wayne's, what is my other guy's name? My gospel group, gospel singers.
Okay.
I've performed at Comedy Upside Comedy Club in Atlanta, Georgia. I've performed at the J Spot in California.
Okay.
So, I've done all types of comedy.
Awesome, awesome. Now I know you had mentioned again, you do acting as well. And so tell us a little bit about your acting when you started and some of the projects that you've acted in.
I can be seen around this area in North Carolina doing various plays. I was the co-producer of the Black Nativity here in Durham, and I have done various plays in North Carolina Central.
Okay.
I've acted several plays in Raleigh and the surrounding areas. I have done commercials, and
Okay.
I have character in the Amazon.com movie Life Changes Everything. I played Nurse Shelley. I have done some um gosh. When you tell me that it talks about my resume, I draw a blank. I don't know. Yes, I've done several short films.
Okay.
One of the short film was Adversity.
Okay.
Annabelle Clark can be seen in that film.
Okay. Now, is that online? Like somebody can go there and see that, or that's just
You can see the Amazon.com online, life
okay.
changes thing, and you
Life
can
changes everything.
life changes everything.
Okay. Okay. I would definitely check that out and and see how Nurse Shelley is.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
And I contract myself out for vocal lessons. I contract myself out for when someone is trying to prepare for a part.
Okay. Awesome. And so that sounds great because next time I need an actress or somebody, maybe a comic relief, I can call you, when I'm doing my screenplays and my films. I got you.
Well, the other thing, Lady Shareen, is
Yeah.
we might want to connect her with Annika.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
If she's touring up here,
Yeah.
because her comic relief is definitely, man. I just want to know if I can go to the doctor. I think I've been injured tonight.
You've been
Oh,
injured tonight. Yeah.
Yeah,
You bust your gut?
I think
Did you bust your
no,
gut?
no. See, you didn't let me finish my punchline.
Okay.
So you're supposed to ask me how have you been injured tonight? Go ahead.
How have you been
Either one
injured
of you.
tonight?
Because she is so funny that she has left me in stitches, and I think I got to go to the doctor and get my stitches sewed up.
Oh my God. Oh, Brian.
if you had a band-aid, do you have a band-aid?
Right. I think that's
Brian?
all you need, unless you bust the gut.
No. Because her jokes are so much off the chain, and you can't follow them, even when you're making right-hand turns into the first place when you turn a person from a frog into a prince. You got to know that you got something, and I mean, I want you to let the world know. We don't want this thing bottled up. We want to let this thing out. Let everybody get some of what I think back in the day when they said that they were discovering America. They had a guy named what's his name, Ponce de Leon. Was
Yeah.
it Ponce de Leon? And he was looking for the fountain of youth.
Okay.
I found it.
Oh, Brian.
Okay.
I was asking to have a
I do
band-aid,
not
Brian.
have a
Right.
band-aid.
A Band-Aid, some alcohol,
Oh, I
some
was gonna tell you
peroxide.
I need one.
Now, this line didn't come through it. It digitalized. You got to say it again. Say it one more
I
time.
said, Brian, I need a band-aid because I just fell for you.
Wow. No, see, now listen. If you fell for me, you're gonna need a tourniquet because you're gonna have to stop the bleeding from all of the love that you have for me.
Practicing. Go ahead, no.
Ryan and Paula.
Well, lady Shareen,
Yes.
in her profound wisdom, said that you and I would gel. So all you got to do is add some water and add a little low to it, and then when you put those two together, you'll have Jello.
Okay.
This
He's
guy.
been practicing. Let me just say to you both, with all jokes aside, this is Paula back again. I am so proud of what you're doing. I really am. I watched some of your podcasts and the information that you're putting out in the world. I just thank you. I just thank you for doing that. I don't know uh, what brought you to the point, but you keep on because we need good news. We need people to share information. We need people to share laughter because the world is hurting so bad right now.
Yes.
So
Yes.
thank you for it. I thank you for red skeleton. You said that was one. favorite comedians. I don't know if you know anything about Red Skeleton, but we used to end it that if I brought a smile to your face today, then I've done what I was supposed to do on the earth. And so when you say something that made you laugh, and for this brief moment, I close the world off to you. I've done what I'm supposed to do, and I'm so happy.
Awesome. Thank you.
Well, from my heart to your ears, that this has been a blessing. And I will always have a nice seat in our podcast for you to, whenever, want to come back and join us. And it started off very cheerful and very glorious and very powerful. And I know that this is just the beginning of things to come. Now, the only thing that we ask that you do is that you get out there on your horn, because I know you got a shoebox somewhere on the corner, and you just put the gospel out there about the 4E podcast. Let people know that we're about it. That's the way that we can grow, and that's the way that we can inspire and encourage. Because we tell people all the time, Lady Shareen and I aren't getting a penny for this right now, and maybe one day it will come to it. But we're not doing it for that. We want to be able to monetize our efforts, and with individuals like you that come on and you continue to push the word out there, we'll get to that point. But right now, we're just at offering another venue where people can come on and talk about positive things, not putting down whatever anybody else talked about. But what we do is it's all about the uplifting. We stay close to our spirits, and we stay close to our true, with the 4E podcast.
Absolutely.
Okay. That's wonderful. Yeah. And Shareen,
yes, ma'am.
I love what I love what I see you doing.
Thank you.
Love what you shared with me with your short. Wonderful. Please keep up the good work.
Yes. Thank you. And I look forward to working with you.
All right.
As well.
So, Lady Shareen, you usually close.
Yes. So again, thank you so much.
So, is there any words of encouragement?
Yes. Yes, words of encouragement. What would you say? Yes.
I want them be blessed and be safe. May God bless.
And you too.
Yes, thank you so much. Yeah. And again, we thank you for watching the 4E's podcast. And tonight we had Paula, and her character is Annie Bell Clock. And
okay, that's it. Good night.
Some kind of way, but I can't be back. Thank you so much for joining in. Thank you for watching.
Okay.
We appreciate you.
Thank you. Peace.
Night.
Lady Shareen. Good night.
Good night.
Peace.
Peace.